It feels like there's certain developers or publishers, studios that people just completely hate. I mean, think of all the memes about the fact that Electronic Arts keeps killing major game franchises that they bought. Think about the fact that people like to laugh at the fact that Call of Duty almost releases the exact same game every single year, and yet people keep buying it. I mean, even I keep buying a bunch of Call of Duty games and getting addicted to the same stupid multiplayer every single year. But I think the most hated game company has got to be Ubisoft, and now that vitriol, that constant backlash is finally going to destroy the company. Ubisoft is screwed, and that's according to Ubisoft themselves. Let's talk about that. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, we're going to be looking at a couple different sources and sort of analyzing this from both directions, because from a gamer standpoint and from a company standpoint, Ubisoft is just straight up completely falling into the ditch. Starting off, yesterday, they did a big, giant investor talk discussing with the people that pay their bills what exactly is going on, and they said that surprisingly lower sales are kind of what's sinking the company. So to make up for this, they have canceled 3 unannounced games. Basically, Ubisoft was working on big new experimental projects, and they completely canceled them. They also canceled 4 games last year, which means that in just literally the last 12 months, Ubisoft has canceled more games than they even released. Now, this is all to try and just basically save it so they can just decrease their cost by $200 million. They're also delaying Skull and Bones again. Here's that freaking announcement. Skull and Bones, this freaking pirate game is never ever coming out. This is the 6th delay. The 6th delay for a game that already nobody is excited about. It's like, hey, what if we took just the sailing from freaking Assassin's Creed 4 and made it an entire game that nobody wants to play? This game has already had like 5 beta tests. I've known people that played in it. The game apparently just downright sucks. Well, guess what? They said the upcoming release date is now being pushed back. We'll let you know more about when it's coming out in the future. This game is, I mean, at this point, it's smoke and mirrors. People are just literally like freaking out, like, how the heck can you delay a game so much? Now, going back to this, the other part of this is that they do say they have one more big unannounced game that's possibly coming out, but I don't think it can save it. You see, what's happening is this. Ubisoft needs a hit. Ubisoft can no longer be the sort of lazy company they've existed as thus far. This is a big article over on Forbes.com where they just very clearly spell out the fact that their stock value, which is basically the price of the company, has dropped 74% in just the last 5 years. It dropped 14% just yesterday. Now, to try and explain why this is just such a big deal, that means that right now Ubisoft is worth less than $3 billion. Compare that with the value of something like Bungie, which was purchased directly by Sony for $3.5 billion. Bungie has one game, which is Destiny 2, which is very profitable. That alone is worth $3.5 billion, whereas the entirety of freaking Ubisoft is worth less than that. Now, they're blaming it on the fact that apparently Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope did not serve very well. They're just trying to, just do whatever they can to recoup their costs. Now, listening to Ubisoft themselves, it sounds like they are definitely in actual panic mode. Their CEO, Yves Guillemot, put out a big staff announcement where he said, the ball is in your court, talking to their developers. You need to deliver a game that is on time and on budget. Today, more than ever, I need your full energy and commitment to ensure we get a path to success. Now, I'm sure you can kind of read between the lines here. They're sort of talking about the fact that apparently success is sort of a difficult path to walk. Failure is an option. Ubisoft is completely floundering. Even freaking Yang Yi here points out the fact that there is a ton of ridiculous audacity, for them to just act like this is somehow the staff's fault. The ship is sinking. Management keeps canceling games. Even if there was any excitement for Ubisoft, at this point, it feels like, they just have such a weak brand. Like, let's talk about that. What are the biggest Ubisoft games now? Stuff like Assassin's Creed. For Honor is now on like season 55. Obviously, Watch Dogs was supposed to be a big, crazy trilogy, and we got that, but people just aren't buying it. I think the biggest weapon inside the gaming industry now is hype. Getting people excited, getting people ready for that next game. I've said this before, but I feel like when it comes to gaming these days, in the era of social media, there's two separate parts of the experience. There's watching trailers, there's getting excited, there's looking at all the leaks and details, there's getting ready for the game itself, and then there's the buying and the playing of it. And when it comes to Ubisoft, I feel like their games aren't necessarily any worse. I don't feel like Ubisoft games have suddenly just gotten extra crappy. I feel like they've completely tanked their own hype train. Nobody is excited for an Ubisoft game anymore. Like, seriously, I say this as a guy who has played a lot of Ubisoft games. I don't give a crap about right now if they came out and said, hey, we're launching another big, crazy expansion to Watch Dogs. And even if it was great, who really cares about Watch Dogs? I think Assassin's Creed Mirage looks pretty great, and I'm excited for like the idea of a reboot of classic Assassin's Creed, but that's it. You could never pay me to even try The Division again, even though I didn't completely despise The Division 2. Like, they own so much of Tom Clancy's universe, and they just aren't using it. Ubisoft is in a tough spot because it seems like they can't really be bought. A lot of these companies, if you have big, profitable franchises and you start to tank, you can have an investor swoop in. You can have Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo or something come in with a dump truck full of money and just outright buy you. We've seen this happen to studios and companies in the past. In fact, it's even happening right now with Activision Blizzard being bought for $70 billion. Activision Blizzard was kind of messing up their own existing projects, so Microsoft is trying to buy them and hopefully manage them better. Whereas when it comes to Ubisoft is a big sloppy pile of very random intellectual property. They own so many game series, but many of them you can't do much with. There's Rayman, there's Rabbids, there's, obviously we have all the major stuff, Assassin's Creed, there's Watch Dogs. There's so many just different random camps of stuff. Where the heck is the next Splinter Cell? Where is all the big stuff that's going to get people ready to buy again? If somebody wanted to buy Ubisoft, I don't think they would. I think that maybe if this year goes extremely bad, they're just going to sell off the company in parts. Break off a chunk and sell somebody Beyond Good and Evil. Break off a chunk, give somebody a bit of For Honor. Break off a chunk and hey, here's Skull and Bones. I don't think that Ubisoft, as it currently exists as a big unwieldy juggernaut, their time has passed. They are screwed. And you know what? I just think it comes down to their game design idea. The open world map with 10 billion tiny objectives, random quests, pointless collectibles. I don't think gamers like that style of play anymore. I think we enjoy our Elden Rings, our GTAs, our games that give you the ability to create your own adventure, and one that isn't quite so stuck on rails. But what do you guys think about this? Are you excited about the downfall of Ubisoft? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And please, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. And please, keep dreaming. Also, I actually am about to have to get, I went to the dentist today for the first time in 10 years, and they told me I have to get $15,000 in dental work done. So I'm scared. Obviously, that's a humongous amount of money. So you may, I'm thinking about doing some live streams or something, or maybe some Raid Shadow Legends ads or something. So if that happens, I apologize, but I'm missing a bunch of teeth all over the place. I have to get all my missing teeth replaced. But I love you guys. Thanks for being understanding. Thanks for supporting the channel.